Compass Initiative taking on the HIV epidemic in the South. Gilead Compass commitment to partnership in addressing HIV in southern states. 10-year, $100 million plus partnership with community-based organizations working to combat the HIV epidemic in the southern U.S. You can learn more by visiting Gilead Compass. Is this a short video?
We've placed so much attention in the modern West on freedom, on individuality and autonomy. And in the process, we've actually diminished some of the great ethical teachings of our faith traditions as it relates to what we owe the other. That's what social justice is about. It's about living our lives in such a way in our communities and structuring our society and world where we take care of the other.
But what does this have to do with AIDS?
We talk about our motto, Pro Humanitate, for humanity, so that our enterprise for educating is not just for the sake of learning. We are doing the work that we do here at Wake Forest for humanity.
HIV and AIDS is a human problem, disproportionately impacting the African American community. At Wake Forest University School of Divinity, we believe that Black Lives Matter. Full stop.
We know that nearly half of new diagnosis for HIV occurs in the southern United States.
I believe that communities of faith are central to helping change those narratives.
Part of our excitement about connecting with the Gilead Compass Initiative is this recognition that in the South, you cannot effectively address HIV and AIDS without thinking about faith communities.
Did they just say that a majority of people in the faith communities a majority of Black people, in the faith communities in the South are on the down low? Is that what they just said? Am I understanding this correctly? The down low dickin'. I am incredibly confused. And also, we read an article about Black women talking about how they specifically are underrepresented in any kind of AIDS research. And they had a very valid point. It's because the majority of Black women who get HIV get it from Black men who lied to them about not having homosexual encounters. Maybe all these priests should stop fucking everyone then.
Compass Initiative understands that if we really want to curb the negative impact of HIV and AIDS in the southern region, that we have to take a...
Stop having sex. Stop. If you get an HIV diagnosis, why do you then believe that you are entitled to have sex with people who do not have HIV? Why is this something that you would like to obfuscate and hide?
Multi-pronged approach. We have to engage with LGBTQ activist organizations. We have to engage with communities of faith. We have to engage with other health organizations, people who are doing the heavy work of human services.
We'll know we're making progress when we've eradicated the disease. We'll know we're making progress when transformative storytelling takes hold and faith communities are telling a new story and the disease is not stigmatized in the way that it is now. We will.
It's a good cause to want to eradicate HIV/AIDS, to make sure that it is completely preventable in all cases. It should be stigmatized. If you have had sexual relations and you got HIV,
it's time for your daily protein intake.
You should be stigmatized. Asterisk, caveat. If someone gave it to you without your knowledge, you should legally be allowed to kill them. That's, you should legally be allowed to kill them in that case. I'm not saying bubble. Fuck you, YouTube. If you destigmatize the disease, you cannot get rid of it. These statements are contradictory. They both want to get rid of it, but also be like, it's okay. It's not a death sentence anymore. It's fine if you get infected.
Know that we are making progress when LGBTQ persons can live free and wholly in their faith communities without judgment and not have the need to be silent about who they are and who they love.
It doesn't matter your sexuality. It doesn't matter your class.
Wait, what do you mean? How does it not matter about your sexuality or your class if you're telling me that HIV disproportionately affects both gays and black people? It can't be both.
Whether one is a Christian, a Muslim, whether one's Buddhist, HIV and AIDS is impacting our community.
Can I see the Buddhist community of people fully infected with AIDS? Is there some sort of paper somewhere? It's like Buddhist monks, AIDS runs rampant in the temples.
When we're able to walk into any African American church in the South and see that they are addressing HIV and AIDS, doing testing, helping people with their medicine, when they're doing that in the same ways as they currently do diabetes.
As he's talking about this, all I can picture is like black dudes going to those massive fucking orgies, getting tunneled out by their bros, and then going home to their wives on Sunday and going to church after. Like, what is this?
I don't care how livable the disease is. I don't want to be burdened by a lifelong debilitating disease. Being livable just means your problems no longer have as many consequences as they should have.
I am befuddled. What the fuck is he talking about? You've been to plenty of Southern black churches and never seen HIV or AIDS testing? Well, yeah, that's because they're disproportionately affected by AIDS, and we're not giving them enough funding for AIDS testing at their churches. Stop watching Boggy's porn collection. We share notes on degeneracy.
Diabetes screenings or blood pressure screenings right now in their health ministries. I know that we've made a difference.
These gay black men can't stop slanging dick that we need HIV testing to be as common and accessible as blood pressure tests. Very inspirational music. Thank you, AIDS. Just stop sleeping around. Just don't be a degenerate. Help. All you hear is Rich Evans saying AIDS. Yeah, I hear that every time I talk about AIDS too. Gilead's chairman and chief executive officer Daniel O'Day and Dean Jonathan Walton took the stage at HLTH 2021 to discuss their work on the Compass Initiative. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but I kind of want to listen to excerpts. I'm kind of curious. Dear future, we're coming for you. Please don't if you have AIDS.
Here today. This is a real treat. At Wake Forest University School of Divinity, we have a clear mission that we seek to foster agents of justice, reconciliation, and compassion. We seek to foster social architects
You should take your meds. Meds,
of
hey!
hope, equity, and healing.
Me! That seems like a weird thing for a church
If
to
you get
promote.
fine-domed by the funny fox lady, you will not get fine-domed by the globalists.
I don't want to get findom.
Consistent with the quote that you read from Desmond Tutu, we understand that, yes, we want to foster religious professionals that are caring and compassionate and know how to pray with congregants. But they also understand the social logics and social structures that contribute to well-being and/or misery. We understand that we want people to be able to speak to the needs of particular individuals and families during their times of crisis.
When a woman finds out she's gotten HIV and doesn't know where it came from, she needs to know to not berate her husband for taking dick behind her back. Cheeseburger.
Everybody has AIDS, 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 AIDS. Everybody has AIDS, 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 AIDS.
Speaking of everybody has AIDS, in the U.S. South, black women accounted for 67% of all new diagnoses of HIV among women. And this ties into what I was talking about earlier when we read that article about how tons of black women get infected with HIV because of the black men on the down low. They don't disclose their status, and then they give it to the women that they're with because the men weren't getting diagnosed. That's crazy. I think this is a trap. The religious focus makes you think they will offer affirmative treatments once they have the funding. And I'd be willing to bet there's a whole host of men who just don't get tested at all. They are promiscuous. They go and do these degenerate kinds of hookups all the time. And then they just don't get tested, don't know what they have, and then they spread it that way. Is this why their pants and undies are so low? Oh my god. Oh my god. Somehow this is... Oh. What the hell's the cheeseburger thing? Was it a Chillazart game? I thought it was Fierce to Fathom. What is Fierce to Fathom? So how is it that there's more women than men, but it's the men's... No. Black women accounted for 67% of all new diagnoses of HIV among women. So this is 67% of women being diagnosed with HIV. Black women make up 67% of women being infected. Not of all people. Going to the super orgy, biggest orgy since the fall of Rome. No, I will not get tested afterwards. Thank you. Right? Right? And there's plenty of people that don't care for the well-being, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I was like, I can understand the importance of, like, get fucking tested if you're a degenerate. I can understand having that importance, but again, it shouldn't be destigmatized. I don't want to destigmatize people acting like degenerates. 67% of black women or of all women? I'm gonna read this once again. I know percentages are hard. In the U.S. South, black women accounted for 67% of all new diagnoses of HIV among women. It's even highlighted, chat! When we hear almost nothing from those HIV activists on HIV research, I can't even think of the name of an HIV activist, I'm being real honest. Mikey, thank you for the 10. You don't understand why it'd be so hard not to fuck someone else or just be celibate for a while for some people. I also don't understand, but then again, during the pandemic when normies had to stay inside for like a handful of months, they kind of went crazy, so, you know, I don't know, man.